We begin in Quebec, where wind gusts are blowing up to 100 kilometers per hour, and a wind warning is in effect for the southern parts of the province. In Montreal, it's been a challenge for many to stay upright. Hydro-Québec says more than 980,000 customers are without power across the province. Last night's storm brought heavy rain. It has uprooted trees, damaged properties, and swollen rivers to flood stage. The CBC's Sarah Levitt has more from the town of Cowansville.
It's really causing some problems here in Cowansville. I want to show you the Yamaska River. This is the river that flows straight through town. Now, normally this river would flow, would stay behind this concrete barrier here, but you can see that the river has breached and gone onto land. And the problem with that is not only is the current really strong, but it's caused some flooding. So you can see here, this goes straight to homes which have been flooded. About 30 homes in all have been evacuated because of the flooding. 100 homes in all affected. And the city says this is really a problem that's been happening here. I spoke to some residents though, and they say while flooding is normal in some cases, this is far worse than they've seen before.
It's kind of hard to tell at the moment since there is so much water, but at least 3 times lower than this at the minimum, I would say. I mean, all those trees are not supposed to be in the water. You're supposed to have a nice, luscious lawn and everything, but yeah, not today.
The river is at least 30 feet, 20 feet more than it should be. I mean, it's overgone the banks there, as we can tell. So, yeah, we had a text from my wife, saying that there's trees down in our yard. So
you can see just right now there are firefighters here, and they're looking at the level because under the bridge it actually shows how high the water has risen. So they're just checking to make sure that this walkway is still safe, or whether or not they have to close it and take some precautionary measures. I should mention Sherbrooke is about an hour away from here, and it's dealing with its problems of its own. St. Francois River is rising as well there, although they say it has stabilized and homes have not been flooded, but several homes have been evacuated as a preventative measure.
And Sarah, the high winds have also been a major problem. What are the specific challenges there?
Well, you know, it feels really unsafe at times with these high winds, 100 kilometers per hour in some cases. You really have to plant your feet, but it's also what's being blown about. And the big problem, particularly in Montreal, is downed power lines as well as trees, massive trees being downed onto those power lines. As you said earlier, more than 700,000 Quebecers without power right now. So hydro crews are out trying to restore power in Montreal as well. Flights delayed or canceled. Also schools, several schools have been closed because of that lack of power. So now, while the rivers may have stabilized for the moment, the cleanup begins, cleaning up the areas that have flooded, dealing with these power outages, and hoping to get that power restored, although Hydro-Québec saying it may not happen for all by tonight. It might be tomorrow.
Sarah Levitt in Cowansville, Quebec.